In today's video, guys, we're going to be taking a look at the new best controller settings here in Black Ops 6 after the Season 5 Reloaded update. If you're trying to get better at the game, better accuracy, win more gunfights, you came to the right video. So if you guys are new and find this video help you out in any way, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel with notifications on, and let's get into it. Now, before we get further in today's video, I quickly want to mention it does not matter what console or controller that you're playing on. If you're playing Call of Duty Black Ops 6 and using a controller, you copy these settings down, they are going to make you a better player, I do promise. But now, getting into my settings here, for the first thing that we're going to be talking about is going to be our vertical and horizontal stick sensitivity here. We're going to put this at 1.65. I have not changed this since the beginning of Black Ops 6 because I am used to this. If you're someone that's always changing your settings every day, every other day, every week, you're really not getting used to your sensitivity. So it's going to make you a bad player. You're not going to have the best aim. You're not having the best sensitivity. So put it at 1.65. I'm telling you, get used to it, never change it. And I promise, about a week or two, maybe a couple days, or maybe a couple hours, you get used to this, it is going to make you a better player. Now next, we are going to drop down to our controller vibration here. We're going to go ahead and turn this off. Everything in this game causes a vibration. You don't want to be in a gunfight. Your controller starts going crazy, spazzing out, and it make you miss shots. It make you lose a gunfight. Everything in this game causes a vibration. Turning this off is going to help out a lot. You just got to get used to it. It may take a day. It may take a game. Get used to it. This is going to help you out a ton. Get help unlocking Dark Matter, Abyss, and Nebula camo in Black Ops 6 with Mitch Cactus. They are absolutely the biggest and the best when it comes to helping all of your Call of Duty needs. Either you want something unlocked in multiplayer, zombies, or Warzone, they are completely legitimate for all platforms. They are trusted by the community, and I'm sure you've seen them all over YouTube, and that's for good reasons. Unlock all of your camos, augments, and more at Mitch Cactus, and use my code Paradox for 5% off. Now, for my dead zone inputs here next, go ahead and copy these down. For my left stick, we have the minimum at 1. The left stick max is going to be at 55. This is going to make it a lot easier to start your movements, the Omni movement, just movement in general here in Call of Duty. Warzone, zombies, multiplayer, whatever you're playing, movement is very important. So activating your movement, making your left stick super sensitive, keeping it healthy as well, this is going to help out a lot. Just starting your movements a lot easier so you don't have to just push down all the time on your left stick to make it tear down over time. Now, for my right stick, we have the minimum at 2, the max at 99. We're going to keep the max at 99. You don't really want to change this because it definitely will throw your aim off. I have tried changing the max. Do not change this whatsoever. Do not change that. The only thing that you're going to want to change is your minimum. Put this at 2. It's not going to cause any drift, but you definitely want to get used to it. If there's just a tiny bit of drift, that's okay. All you want to do is you be able to snap onto your targets, have really good, fast, fluent aim. That right stick minimum is going to help out a lot. So put this at 2 and the 99 for your right stick. Now for our L2 button and R2 button dead zones, put this at 0, 0. We want our triggers at the bottom to be more sensitive. So in our gunfights, that can help you win more gunfights. You're faster, your controller's more sensitive. That L2 being like R2, L2 being very sensitive, that will help you win more gunfights. So make sure to copy all these down. Now jumping into our aiming settings here next, we have our sensitivity multiplier. So we're gonna go ahead and press square here. And the only ones that we're gonna be changing is our ADS sensitivity multiplier and our multiplier when focused. And we're gonna drop this down to 0.70. I actually dropped this down to 0.5. So it was 0.75, now it's 0.70. I feel like my aim could have been a little bit better, and it's easier to track my targets and a little bit slower, so it's easier to track my targets, snap onto my targets, and also having aim assist on with a slower sensitivity multiplier literally feels like aimbot. This does help out a lot with your aiming, your gunfights, winning more gunfights and everything. So for your sensitivity multiplier, drop this down to 0.70. Now for my advanced settings here, we're going to go ahead and put our ADS sensitivity transition timing to instant. We want to instantly change our sensitivity multiplier down to 0.70 as soon as we press L2. Well, that's what we want, or your aiming button, whatever you use. But as soon as we start aiming down sights, we want it to drop to 0.70, instantly changing our transition timing. So make sure to put this on instant. For my aim response curve type, I have it at linear. I'm really not going to go in depth with it. You've seen my aim. It's amazing. Some of y'all think I hack. I don't know why, but we're on console. Come on now. But we are on linear. I think this is the best one. I think it's the best for your aiming. We are going to press square here also and put our aim response curve type slope scale on 0.80 here. So it is going to make our aim response curve type a little bit better in my opinion. Dropping this 0.80, put our aim response curve type on linear. Make sure to copy those down. Now, make sure we have target aim assist on. This is very important. If you're on controller, use aim assist. I mean, it's simple as that. Make sure to have aim assist on. If you don't, turn it back on. It'll make you 100 times, a million times better. So make sure to have aim assist on if you're on controller. Next, we have our movement settings here. There's not too much we got to change here, but if you haven't changed anything here, the first thing that we're going to be talking about is our sprint assist. Make sure we do have tactical sprint on. It is going to help it all out with the movement. The sprint assist delay is going to be 0. We want that all the way down. And our sprint assist sideways and backwards, we want that to be on as well, because it's going to allow us to have easier on the movement, jumping backwards or diving left and right. This does help out a lot. So make sure you have tactical sprint on, delay at 0, and the assist sideways and backwards on here. Now, for my corner slicing, I like to have this on. Honestly, I call it free, easy, cheesy kills. If I'm in a corner, I can look around it. It doesn't show me peeking over the corner. It shows me peeking around the corner, so I can get easy kills. They can't see me, which is great for winning more gunfights. I like having corner slicing on. Now, for my slide and dive behavior, I think this is really just preference here. I like to have tap to dive because I like to dive out of my gunfights or like situations. If I'm about to lose a gunfight and if I can dive out of it, it's pretty nice. Or just trying to break people's necks, juke around them and everything, diving does help out a lot. The sliding, I really don't really care about in multiplayer. I still can do the slide cancel and everything as long as I hold down circle or whatever button you use for crouching or sliding, whatever. But I like to have on tap to dive just because I can get out of areas. And I mean, literally in any game that I can have diving in, I have tap to dive on. It just helps out a lot for me. And then here we have our movement advanced settings. The only thing that I want you to change here is going to be your tactical sprint activation. Now, this is completely on what you use for your perk 3 perk. If you're using double time or if you're using slipstream. If you have slipstream on where you don't have a tactical sprint, you're going to put it on single tap run. If you use tactical sprint with double time or you're not using slipstream as perk 3 and using something different, you are going to want to have it on single tap sprint. So it's easier to start a tactical sprint or it's easier to start just a regular run. So it just depends. If you're using slipstream as perk 3, you should be right now because of Black Ops 7 having no tactical sprint. Get used to slipstream having no tactical sprint. You have a faster sprint to fire speed time by a 100 milliseconds guarantee by default with that slipstream. So again, just depends on what perks. If you're using slipstream or have a tactical sprint, single tap sprint. If you don't have a single tactical sprint, put it on single tap run. And that is the only thing that we need to copy down for our movement settings. Now, jumping down to our graphic settings here, we have our display. So make sure if you have 120 hertz refresh rate, if you're able to turn this on, go ahead and turn that on. For my gamma and brightness, we're just going to go ahead and keep it at 50. Don't change that. It will make the game look too nasty and everything. Now, for our echo mode preset, I have this off. I literally think this is the dumbest setting that why add it into the game? Have it off. I don't think it really does anything. If it does, I could just be dumb, but I really just don't think it does anything. Now, for our quality settings, this is where it gets very important if you want your console or game just in general to look really nice. Our world motion blur, weapon motion blur, and depth of field, we're going to have these 3 things off. It will make the game look blurry, nasty looking. We do not want that. We want it looking nice and clear. For fidelity cast, we're going to make sure to have this on. It will make the game look a little bit sharper. And then we're going to put our fidelity cast strength on 70. I wouldn't go too high with this. It will make the game look too grainy, too nasty looking. So we're going to have this on 70. Now, this right here, the details and textures, this is where we're going to make your game look super nice and clean here. Now, what we're going to do for our on-demand texture streaming, we're going to have this on optimized. We're going to press square. We're going to allow a located texture cache size on auto. I automatically want it to download stuff. Now, for our download limit, we're going to go ahead and turn this off. We constantly want it downloading the best textures, the best quality for our game to make it look nice, clean, and sharp. This is going to help out a lot, just making your quality and everything about your game looking nice and clean. Now, for our view here, what we're going to do for our field of view, put this at 115. Don't max it out at 120 because there is a chance of some input delay. We do not want to risk that or anything. So 115, your eyeball is not going to tell the difference between 120 and 115. You literally cannot tell the difference. So put this at 115. ADS field of view and weapon field of view. We're going to put this on affected and wide. This is going to make the weapon look a lot smaller, and also the camera isn't going to zoom in when we aim down sight. So if a weapon has any visual recoil, or muzzle flash, it's not going to look that bad with the weapon looking smaller and also our camera not zooming in. So make sure to have on affected and wide for our ADS field of view and weapon field of view. And then we're gonna go down to our camera settings here. We have our first person camera and our third person camera movement. We're gonna drop these all the way down to 50. Now, this is all about your camera shaking. This can cause motion sickness. We're gonna drop all the way this down to 50%, the least at 50%, so the camera shaking isn't that bad. Now for my audio here next, I really don't like putting this in videos. I just do it anyways because everyone has different ears. People can't really hear. Some people can hear really good. It really just depends on what your ear is. Now for me, I feel like the game is way too loud, so I have it at 40%. And also, I do have an audio mixer that I can just change whenever stuff is too loud or low. So I don't really change too much here, but we do have, I will say this, I only personally like having my dialogue and effects volume on. I literally only like to hear gun shooting and explosions going on and operators talking. I don't like to hear any music or anything like that, so I only have effects volume and dialogue volume all the way up. Now for my audio mix, I am running a headset, by the way. These are the Astro A40s. I think these are the best headsets until I find a new one that I really like. But right now, I have stuck it out with the Astro A40s, which I do love. If you're using a headset, if you're using earbuds, it does not matter. Make sure to have Sucker Punch on. You can literally hear people's footsteps left of you, right of you, above you, underneath you. And you can literally tell also how many people are running at you. If they're, again, underneath you, left, right of you, above you, it doesn't matter. You can hear how many people's running at you or where people are with that Sucker Punch, which is nice. And also, a lot of people like to people ask me about my hit markers. They hear the Black Ops 4 hit marker. Put the preset on classic if you want the old school Black Ops 4 hit marker sound, which everyone loves. I think it's my favorite one to run. And then we have our interface settings, which we're not going to go through everything here. The only things that I really will tell you to change here, first of all, is your safe area. This is very important. Go ahead and make the square, the rectangle, the white rectangle, as small as possible. You want all the action to be as close to the center of the screen as possible. That is very important. Now for our multiplayer HUD preset, I really don't change anything here. I just kept this as standard, but I will say if you want to change something in this, you can go to scale and put this at 115. I like having my minimap just a little bit smaller so I can kind of see more what's going on. I like having the minimap the way that I like it here. Some people tell you to zoom it in. Honestly, zooming it out is the best way to do it. Don't zoom it out too far where you can't see what's going on, but you can still see where people are spawning, still see where people are with the UAV, personal radar, people where they're shooting, or the HARP. I like having that a lot. I have it at 115. Now, what we have here is our minimap shape. I have this on square. You see more of a square than you do a circle, so make sure to have that on square. That's very important. Minimap rotation, we're going to have on. That's also very important here. I do not like having a minimap not rotating. I think it's super annoying. Now, for my compass, I have this off. I think the compass is very annoying. People might disagree, but I cannot stand the compass. I do not like it, so I have it off. Player's name, we have it at full name. If someone has a super long name and also have a clan tag, they're at such a disadvantage. You have no idea that you're at such a disadvantage here. Sometimes you can see through walls, doors, smoke screens really easy. So if your name pops up, it's really easy to see you. So I like to have it on full name. And then we have our crosshairs. This is probably the most important thing out of the whole video here. Your centering is the most important thing that you can have better in any first-person shooter. If it's Destiny, Battlefield, Call of Duty, Delta Force, it does not matter. If you're playing a first-person shooter, you do have to have good centering. So what I will tell you how to do the best here, crosshair, make sure to have it on static. Press square, the center dot, we're going to have on. It will show you the center of the screen. We're going to have the center dot scale on the largest so we can see that dot in the middle of the screen a lot easier. The crosshair spread, I like to have this on. It makes it easier to see what's going on. The opacity of our crosshair, we're going to have it at 100. And then for my crosshair color here, I have it as like a bluish, greenish, tealish looking color. So it doesn't matter if a map is super dark, very bright, I can still see the center of the screen and I can see my crosshair, which is very important. And if you want to copy this color code down, I have it at 00FF99. If you want to copy that color down, again, you can see it in the brightest part of the maps and the darkest part of the maps. This is going to help out a lot. But I'm telling you guys right now, These are the best controller settings, the best audio settings, interface settings, graphic settings you can have on console and even on PC if you're copying some parts of these. I know PC is a little bit different, but if you're using a controller, again, it does not matter what controller settings that you copy down here. They are going to make you a better player. You're going to win more gunfights, get higher kill games, increase your KD. You are going to do everything here with these settings, I do promise. But again, and as always, if you are new and if this video helped you at all, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel with notifications on, and I'll see you all in the next one.